Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Seen Beyond and Through with Monty. Today, we are going to tackle the subject of a decades-long urban legend about Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton during the filming of 2001's Monsters Ball. In case you're not familiar with this particular movie, it is about a racist prison guard who falls in love with the black woman. And the black woman he falls in love with, her husband is on death row. And he is watching her husband. She plays a character named Leticia. He plays a character named Hank. Now, there are just some problems with this as to why I personally do not believe that this particular scene is real. There are so many people who truly believe that Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton actually did the do on screen for millions to see. I have a problem with that. Not that I have a problem with them actually doing it. Hey, it's their bodies. The producers paid money for that. It's just that I'm not a fool. I've seen a lot of porn before. And I know realistic sex as opposed to simulated sex scenes. And this looked anything but real to me. This is Billy Bob. He was the prison guard Hank. And he's 68 years old now. So when Monsters Ball was filmed, he would have been about 51 years old. I don't know what 51-year-old can just readily get it up at whim on a set. You know, people tend to forget that the older you get, the harder it is for things to work. And let me give you some experience with me. Not in that area, but I would tell you this much. I've been on a set before. I was in a small, tiny movie called Undercurrent, where I was in a bar. I put on drag. Well, they put me on drag. It was all good. It was all fun. And if you blink, you'll miss me. And this must have been about 25 years ago. And for that tiny scene that if you blinked, you'll miss me, it must have taken about 2 Saturday and Sunday to film. A very intricate scene like Monsters Ball, if it was true, Billy Bob would have had to have gobbled a bunch of these, because these, Viagra, are very common on porn shoots. On porn shoots, the actors are a lot younger than he is. What are they, in their 20s, 30s? And they have to gobble a bunch of these right here for things to work. Not only that, I'm going to tell you a big reason why I do not believe it was real. And it had to do with who Halle was married to at the time. Take a listen to this.
Top of the world, career accomplishment. I had a wonderful husband, beautiful daughter. I thought this must be what having it all is. Mm-hmm. And I'm 35 and I got it, you know? And then 10 days after that, this article comes out.
And the article said?
That Eric was having an affair with a woman of his past. I didn't even ask him if it were true. I said, I'm going to sue this magazine. I have had it. Yeah. I'm going to spend all my money. I'm going to own Star Magazine. I was done. I was done. I never even asked him the question if it were true. I just got into sue mode. And about a week later, he finally saw that I was in sue mode, and he said, I need to tell you something. And that article is true.
That article is true.
And it's heartbreaking because I had a perfect marriage. I mean, this is one of the kindest men I think I've ever known on many levels.
And I saw you all together and I was like, whatever that is, I want some of that.
So it was heartbreaking. I just couldn't understand why.
So I remember you were devastated in that moment. Devastated at that time.
Devastated. And come to find out, that was one woman.
That was one woman.
He came to London where I was shooting Bond.
Yeah.
After I picked myself up off the floor.
Yeah.
Came there. And I knew, we talked about this one woman.
Yeah.
And I just knew that something wasn't right. It wasn't it. My instinct just said, there's more. Because once he got that off his shoulder, he still seemed sick.
Right.
And he still seemed, you know, despondent. And
what do you mean sick?
He still seemed just like something more was wrong. Because I thought, okay, this happens in marriage. I signed up for the long haul. Many women have done it. I can deal. Let's talk about why you chose to go outside the marriage. You know, what is it? We can fix it.
So you were going to try to fix it.
Fix it. Oh, with all my heart.
You were going to fix it after the first hearing about that.
I was going to fix it. I thought I can do this.
Okay.
And thought probably something I did. I thought, what, do I work too much? Am I, like what? I wanted to fix it. But still something wasn't right with him. And without going into all the details, this is where I don't want to go, but I will say that the next 2 weeks of my life, he stayed there, and this vomiting happened, and I found out there was woman after woman after woman after woman after woman. And then I realized he had a sickness.
So this is when you were in London shooting Bond, and you told you that there was woman after woman, after woman, after woman, after woman, many women. And what did you do? What did you say? What did you think?
I had an emotional breakdown. You know, and that window, my bay window looked real good. And I thought I was going to go right through it. I had a...
So, there you heard Halle Berry proclaim that she actually had an emotional breakdown because of Eric's infidelity. She states that it was woman after woman after woman after woman. So people, he didn't like that at all. You know, sometimes the truth does hurt. And that's very important for me to say this much. If they divorced because of infidelity, and she claims that it's something that she could have really handled, she thought it was just one woman, couldn't he have come back and stated this? Well, she was unfaithful too? Everyone has seen her fuck on the set of Monsters Ball in front of the whole world to see. He could have came back and stated that. Notice how he never did say that. And word in Hollywood does get around. Surely he would have known about that. About her actually fornicating on set, on screen. It would be immortalized. If that scene were true, he could have used that as ammunition. If we're in a monogamous relationship and we're not supposed to fool around, either of us, whether you did it one time, whether he did it 5 or 6 times, we are both guilty. That is the reason why I do not believe that scene was real. I think that people like to put this off on Halle as being some type of unsavory woman because they like to have something against her. You know, many people don't like her for no reason at all. I had a friend of mine, we were talking about Halle Berry one day, and he was saying that the same thing that I was saying, that so many people like her, but they just couldn't give a reason. You know, she has never said anything about black people. She's biracial. She does identify as being black. But she has never said anything derogatory about white people that I know of. She has never spoken ill of biracial people. She has never spoken ill of LGBTQ people. She has never made fun of handicapped people. So why do so many people not like her? And I think that people wanted to believe that, oh, she's some type of horror slut. She did this on screen. Look at her, as a way to shame her. You know, that's the reason why I think that rumor persisted. But also, I think that Halle kind of helped that rumor her and Billy Bob. Because Halle did win the Academy Award for that performance. And she's the type of a woman who I think at this state and age, or even back then, just does not care what people think about her. So many actresses had to do a lot worse, I'm thinking, in actuality. And I think that Halle's probably thinking that if they thought that we actually did the do on screen, then let them. And I could just picture Halle Berry, people. I can picture her getting together with Billy Bob. This is a little secret they're going to take to their grave. They're not going to reveal whether it was true or not. She loves that idea because actors can be very egotistical in a way that if they turn in a great performance that's very convincing, that people believe it's real, it's just so authentic. Halle Berry is the type of woman who would tell Billy Bob, if they want to believe that we fucked, let them. I could just picture her saying that. Picture her, with that type of mentality. So no, I do not believe that was real. Not only that, on a set like that, if you've been on a set before, it's very uncomfortable. It can be a bunch of people around watching. You would have to be an exhibitionist to some degree to get into that. You could have anywhere from 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people watching you. And we know that a woman has got to be warmed up, made to feel very comfortable, in the mood, turned on, loosened up. Halle's not going to go through that type of a pain if she's not feeling those things for extensive shootings just for that. It could be very painful if he's up and she's not really into it. No, that's just not going to happen, people. Now, they were nude, yes. Did body parts touch? Yes. Penetration happen? I doubt it. Billy Bob at that time was also married to Angelina Jolie. They were married for 3 years. Very quirky couple. And you know what, people? Keep one thing in mind, too, when Halle Berry eventually got out of that union with Eric Bonet. Eric Bonet was very upset with her. He was very upset because she dumped him and his daughter. It's not clear, but I do believe that she adopted India. And when she ended the union, she ended all relationships with him and his daughter. I think that was a good move. He was very hurt by that. But had she would have stayed in that union with him, it would have given him time to make an encroachment back into her feelings, emotions, and possibly back into her life. So it was a good deal to just end that. Unfortunately, the daughter got caught into the crossfire of that, but that was Papa's fault. So that would have been another reason for him to, kind of speak out against her infidelity if that truly happened on screen. "51 years old, just getting it up day after day in extensive shootings, not going to happen." The scene to me was, it totally didn't look realistic at all. It wasn't even sexy, I don't think. I think the movie was interesting. I wouldn't say it was a great movie. I do think that her performance was good. And that's the reason why she wants you guys to believe it was real. So in tackling this urban legend, it just goes to show that many times people have their own agenda. And people who want this to be real, it's an agenda because they just don't like Halle. And I'm willing to bet you those same people cannot give you a reason. Maybe it makes them feel better to believe that she had such loose morals, or she was just such an unsavory type of a woman that she would allow herself to be penetrated on screen in front of people. And let's face it too, many people did not like the idea of that an actress who's black, who identifies as being black, is having sex with a white man. And that bothered a lot of people too. So, absolutely no. I do not believe that that scene was real. And if you check, they'll list this as one of the, what is that? Where they have scenes where actors and actresses really did do it on screen and camera. And I believe that Monsters Ball is one of these films in which it's listed. But it's unconfirmed. They have never really confirmed it. They never will. They want people to believe that. They want people to truly believe that the performance was just so great and so authentic, that it was so masterful, that it was worthy of an Academy Award. I think not. I don't think it was a great performance, the sex scene at all. It was not convincing. It was not masterful. Nothing sexy about it. Just a plain, simulated sex scene, Hollywood style. That's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was another edition of Seen Beyond and Through, and I will see you beyond and through.